Hello and welcome to Spline Design. In this video, we're going to talk about the straight cut spline, the benefits for utilizing it for 3D printing, and how it's designed. So the one thing you'll see with this piece to begin with is it essentially looks like it's 6 keyways on a shaft, but it's printed together. The one benefit for this is that since you're going to have more splines or keys, if you want to associate it with that, is each one's going to take a portion of the force, so it can actually turn with more force added to it. So it's a great thing to see for something that's going to spin a lot. The other added benefit to this is it's a lot harder to break a spline compared to a keyway. And when we're designing this, you may or may not need a chamfer. I just wanted to show your options. And again, the gapping is just so you can see the difference between the two pieces. So essentially, this is completely optional here. Let's take a look at how I designed the spline itself and then go from there. So in this spline, you can see that there's essentially going to be a couple different pieces here. The first part I did is just made a shaft, very plain and simple, and then I essentially made my first piece. So what I did here is I made an extra piece that's going to add the keyway, about 1/8 of an inch off of the 1-inch diameter shaft. And then these dimensions are not the greatest for reference. I just made them for this example, but I basically made one tooth or one spline, and then I extruded out. And after that, I did a circular pattern to make it so that it has the 6 splines for this piece. And then lastly, just as a reference, I also did the chamfers. And those chamfers for this piece anyways was about 1/16 of an inch. With that being said, I could then take the dimensions from this, which I use as a reference here, and then I can base the female portion of it on the other part of the spline. So this here is the component that has the other part. So the way that I designed this again is I just made a blank and simply just made a diameter that is based off of what the diameter of that piece is. So as you can see here, 1 1/4 plus a 32nd to get that extra gap. And then I extruded that. After that, I then again made another tooth or spline. And the way that I did this is again, I did 1 7/8 plus a 32nd. And then I also did 3/8 plus a 32nd. So if we go back to the spline male, you can see that it's 1 1/4 and 1 7/8 as a dimension point here. After I did that with the diameter here and the 2 lines, I extrude cut that one piece, and then essentially I just did another circular pattern 6 times around, equally spaced. And that's what makes your female version of the spline. So we're going to quickly just show you what the other portion of it looks like to actually figure out your dimensions. As you can see here, this chart outlines everything that you'll need as a rough idea for getting a good start to designing splines. Please note that this is machining dimensions or ideas to rough it out. If these don't work, they're just a good starting point, and hopefully that helps. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Otherwise, this is Tyler with 3D Printer Store, and I hope you have a great day.